So we're out here at SEFF's community allotment site on the Nutfield Road, just out of Listonskea on the way to Brookborough. And delighted to be joined here with Malcolm Glenn, who is one of the two coordinators out here within the site alongside Tony Watson. Malcolm has been involved with the project here since late 2018, early 19, and you'll hear from Malcolm very shortly. Just a little word on the backdrop to this particular project. The title, if you like, and the theme to which this project works is the community growing together, and that's a double take in terms of obviously the fresh produce that people are able to grow, but also that this is very much a genuine project from across the community, and people from all backgrounds grow produce side by side here, and do so with a great deal of friendship and cooperation, and it's a very positive project in that sense. The funding for this project in the early days came from the lottery. It also came from Lloyd's TSB, and there was some investment from Fermanagh Council. But the project very much did exist at a level from the period 2011 up to 2018, until Malcolm and colleagues then came along and very much injected a new enthusiasm and, to be honest, a new will to put hours into the project and to really make this site the success that you see today. So Malcolm, you take it away in terms of your involvement from late 18, early 19.
Yeah, as Kenny said there, I took over in 18-19 when I come here, and the allotments had started off in 11, I believe, from where you can see here this rough area, the stones, right back to the hedgerow here. And after that we started doing a bit more work to it, putting in new wooden beds and plenty of soil and manure as well. We get loads of horse manure from the local guys around the road here, and I put a lot of manure into it and a lot of effort, and got the soil up and running again because it was in poor condition. But we can't run the guys down from the start. You have to start somewhere, and the more it went on, it doesn't matter who comes here, it's always going to get better and better, no matter who takes over. So that's the way we look at it there.
And the drainage, Malcolm, as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're wet country here, so you had a big problem.
Yeah, this was a dump site, by the way, when it took over in 2011. All you see here was a complete dump. So they sorted all that out and done the drainage, and that's why all the rough stones here, as you can see. And we haven't touched these yet, for the reason is because we're putting new timber in here again. And when we put the new timber in, we're going to put the nice stones like this here down, as you can see here, chips. So that's where we've got to so far. And then in 2019, from behind the tunnels here, we started the new area with raised beds for people with disabilities and people with bad backs or whatever. Raised beds are a lot easier for them to work in. So we've done that round the back there, which we'll see later.
Malcolm, can I ask as well, in terms of there's the mentoring aspect then that goes on out here as well, because very much you are a group of people who kind of offer peer-to-peer support to one another, but there's also a young lad out here on work placement, isn't that right? Or sorry, with his college placement, who's been supported over the last number of months as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, young Greg Allen from down at West, what do you call that, new college? He come from the Willoughby School,
Willowfield, yeah.
So he's in a college down there, and they've bought a bed for him round the back here. So he comes here every week for mentoring. A great wee lad, you know. We learn a lot from him as well. And he's doing really well in the plot, so he is.
And Malcolm, the new developments here now as well in terms of the mobile unit. Do you want to say something about what the purpose of that mobile unit is day to day, and the hopes there are as well around training and that sort of thing, isn't that right? Well,
the new mobile over here we got just last year, and it's a really great success. We do a lot of lectures and stuff in there, and the well-being is good for the people to come out here and sit there and relax. It's much better than sitting back in your office, and all the people seem to, you know what I mean?
And a free shower.
Yeah, they seem to think it's a lot more relaxed, and it's good that way. But we use it all the time for having tea and that, but we try not to, because with the shade there we want tea with the tunnels. But mainly when there it's raining, that's the purpose of it.
And Malcolm, today is obviously 22nd, tomorrow is our first ever official open day. where we're inviting the broader community to come along. Do you want to say something about what exactly the team have planned tomorrow? And it needs to be said as well, this is entirely volunteers. There's no involvement of paid staff where they're in the background to support, but it's you guys as a team that are leading this. Do you want to give a sense of what's happening tomorrow?
As Kenny said, there's complete volunteers that does this. They get involved in all the work, which is great. There's nobody to pay or nothing like that, and they're really, really interested in keeping their plots and helping out each other. So tomorrow we're going to have a day with a bouncy castle. We're going to have our traditional cot that we built, 2 of them. It's coming here as well, which dated back to the 1300s, which should be a bit of interest to the guys. And we're going to have a few models on display, and then we're going to have face painting, arts and craft, and then we're going to have a bee display where you'll actually see the bees working in their little box with a glass top. Nobody can get stung, hopefully. So that's the reason we're having it in the glass box. I keep bees myself, but it's too dangerous to use it without the glass case. And we're having a wee bug den down the bottom as well, where the children can play about there. And there will be food as well available at 1 o'clock, and followed by that to be an ice cream van at 2 o'clock. So they're going to get well looked after. Enjoyable day, hopefully.
And Malcolm, can I ask as well, and without breaching confidences obviously around individuals, but it is the case that there are a number of folk who are using the plots out here who do suffer from a range of issues around mental health, and also you know there would be addictions based issues for a number of people. Do you want to say something around that and how the gardening and the horticulture has helped them over the years, and also the support that they have from former colleagues within the services all grouping together?
Yeah, well, again, as you said, without talking about anybody in particular, most people out here have a disability of mental health, you know, including myself. I went through it. I'd say 99% of people on the security forces all go through that, and it's really good getting out here and having a bit of banter. If you know, they don't have to garden if they don't want, we can sit and have a barbecue and chat about old days and reminiscing, and it's good. It's good to get out here. It's really good.
In terms of the produce that's grown here, obviously it's a very, very diverse, and different growers have different, obviously, focuses. So could you give a sense really of what sort of things are grown here, and also how the houses are used as well?
Well, most of the veg is grown here. You know, we sort of leave it up to the personnel themselves to see what they want to grow, but Tony and myself, the coordinators, try to advise them. You know, there's no sense one man over there growing all cabbage, the next man cabbage. So we sort of vary that, you know, what we grow. But we grow nearly everything along here. Broad beans, onions, leeks, cauliflower, spring onions. There's quite a bit. Vegetable marrows, peas, potatoes, rhubarb. There's a big selection of stuff in the garden. But most of the guys bring the stuff home themselves, you know, bits and pieces, but anything surplus left over will come into SEFF office itself, and they'll sell them or give us donations towards the vegetables. And anything left over from that, we go up to the fold in Lisnaskea, and they'd give us donations as well towards the vegetables. And sometimes we have a sale out the road here at the parish church, which was really good the last time. I think we made £300 or £400 just at a wee sale. And
Malcolm, very important to say as well that not a penny of this goes into the benefit of a volunteer's pocket. Everything that's ever raised through this is all reinvested back into the site and the project for the good of everything, isn't that right?
Yeah, we keep the account ourselves, Tony and I, that small account, you know, everything from the vegetables comes back into the garden, buying seeds, plants, whatever, fertiliser, and that all goes back in. Some of the stones we brought in here yesterday all comes out of that. So it all comes back into the garden, every penny, you know. We have about 6 volunteers in total permanently here. The rest just people from the town and around the immediate areas, their own plots. But there's 6, 7 possibly volunteers. And Chris is one of the volunteers here. He has just come in along with his son there about last year. You come in, wasn't it, 20?
Yeah, Greg is he's 21 last year, and he's at Southwest College in Enniskillen. And part of his college course, his life skills, is his work experience. So we have Greg that's been signed up to SEFF's allotment as a work experience from Southwest College. So he enjoys it out here. And myself, we have a plot of my own, which is there. So again, we enjoy it out here with growing the vegetables that we can supply to local people, obviously for the benefit of growing crops on the allotments.
And do you get any benefit yourself, Chris, from coming out here?
Peace of mind and quietness. You know, it's lovely out here, especially in weather like this, obviously. But no, it's peace of mind, quietness and relaxing, and to talking to other people on the site allows us to communicate freely out here.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have to garden all the time. We can chat and have a barbecue or do whatever, a bit of crack.
Or
That's what it's
brew a
all
tea,
about.
get a cup of tea on, it was a good chat.
Yeah, this plot here is my mother's plot. It's the only flower bed in the whole allotments, apart from one here behind, but it's gone to bad repair with not being looked after. But this is really the only plot that we have here, my mother's plot in the garden, and it's all flowers. And she would know a lot more about flowers than I would. I'm more of a vegetable man, but she could tell you more about the flowers and what we're growing here at the moment.
Well, I like this plot, and well, only for you I wouldn't have it either, because you set it up for me and I get out here to avoid all the hassle of the house with Malcolm and that. And so it gives me a wee bit of peace now and again. So it's lovely to get out, and the weather's fine and it's great. So that's...
And the flowers are just coming to the bloom at this time of year, aren't they? Most of them, all these, what do you call these in the middle here?
Gladiolas, yeah. And
They're...
now there'll come a big storm and toss them all down. Yeah. And that'll be it. The end of the garden.